The potential departure of the Malaysian Indian Congress, or MIC, from Barisan Nasional is a significant moment in Malaysian politics, reflecting deep-rooted frustrations within the Indian community. For decades, MIC has positioned itself as the voice of Indian Malaysians, but the reality is that its influence has waned, particularly since the fall of BN in 2018. The disillusionment stems from a perceived lack of power sharing and representation within a coalition dominated by UMNO. This isn't just about political maneuvering. It's about the very real concerns of a community that feels sidelined. The question arises, are the needs of the Indian community being adequately addressed by the current government? The answer is a resounding no. Indian Malaysians continue to be overrepresented in low-income brackets, especially within urban B40 communities. They face systemic barriers in public service, scholarships, and leadership roles. The Bumiputera First policies have historically marginalized Indians, and while the Madani government promotes race-neutral policies, this often translates to ignoring the unique challenges faced by minorities. It's a contradiction that attempts to achieve equality without addressing historical inequalities, ultimately preserving the status quo. Now, let's talk about the 13th Malaysia Plan. While it does mention some targeted interventions, the details are vague and lack the specificity needed to truly uplift the Indian community. There are generic goals aimed at improving inclusivity and narrowing income gaps. But when it comes to concrete programs for Indians, the mention is minimal and often lumped under minority communities. Yes, there are initiatives for educational support and entrepreneurial assistance, but nothing transformative that compares to the extensive aid available for Bumiputera communities. The Madani government's approach raises critical questions. By focusing on needs-based development rather than race-based policies, there's a risk that marginalized communities, particularly Indians, could be overlooked. The so-called colorblind approach might sound fair in theory, but in a society where race plays a pivotal role in access to opportunities, it can be detrimental. Waythamoorthy, a prominent advocate for Indian rights, has voiced his concerns, stating that the government does not recognize Indians as an integral part of Malaysian society. His claims are backed by evidence. Indians are often categorized as others in official statistics, and there's no dedicated ministry addressing their specific needs. Past initiatives, like the Blueprint for Indian Development, have been poorly implemented or forgotten. This reflects a broader mistrust in the system's commitment to genuinely addressing Indian issues. So, where do we stand? The potential exit of MIC signals a loss of the faith in coalition politics that have failed to deliver for the Indian community. The 13th MIC does not adequately confront the structural disadvantages faced by Indians. Without targeted inclusion mechanisms, race-blind policies will only perpetuate existing inequalities. Moving forward, it's crucial for Indian community leaders to unify and present a comprehensive demand to the government. Policymakers must establish measurable indicators to track the upliftment of minorities, ensuring that there are clear budget allocations and institutional mechanisms dedicated to Indian development. The time for tokenism is over. It's time for real change that acknowledges and addresses the needs of the Indian community in Malaysia.